We are back, folks. Aye, it's your old dash sheep unit. Back again in the kitchen. Been a while. Hope the old camera's decent. I've not gave the screen the lens a wee clean. I've got a feeling that's why my old camera was so shite, because I was always giving the lens a wee clean. So I basically cleaned the lens away till it was destroyed. Right, aye, so hope everybody's having a lovely wee Monday. This is Tuesday, isn't it? Aye, Tuesday. I'll use a wee swatch about the ingredients we're going to be getting tore into. Got a bit of leek there, chopped up. Bit of leek, bit of double cream. Bit of salt and white pepper. Bit of the old English mustard, bit of the old Dijon mustard, bit of the old grain mustard. We've got some fresh chicken. For anybody that might recognise that, it's for Aldi. We've got some garlic in there. We're going to use some butter, and that's about it. In here we've got some cooked chicken. That's just roasted chicken quarters, the drumstick and the thigh joint. Roasted up in the oven with some garlic powder, onion powder, bit of chicken seasoning, salt and pepper, bit of oil. But aye. The old fridge kicked in there, I don't know if you heard that now. So I've got a nice wee hum, nice wee fridge hum now, it's quite soothing. Bit of ASMR for the ASMR fanatics. I like to cater for the ASMR fanatics and the old latex fanatics. So I hope everybody's living their best Tuesday life. But yeah, we're going to re-swatch at the old leeks. It's probably quite nice to see the leeks without having to rinse your eyes out with bleach to see if it's your eyes or if it's the camera. Anybody that wants the original camera quality, just go into your settings and mess about. Go down to 144p, take your brightness down, contrast, just mess about and you'll get there. Or just if you vape, fill your whole room with like smoke or vape, so you can almost no see the screen. Put a wee lamp on and that'll be my original quality for back in the day. Aye, so cooked chicken, all that, bit of chicken. So basically I'm going to make, I'll just swatch out the gloves there. I'm going to make the chicken and leek pasties again, because I made them and then somebody commented, could you cut one open? So can't refuse that, so I'm going to have to make them again and remember and cut one open. So I don't think I'm going to do any size. I think it's just going to be the pasties. You never know, I might do a bit of mashed potato, a bit of peas, but I'd heavily doubt it. Bit cidered up, pardon me, had a couple of the old oregano cigarettes, so aye, flying. So aye, what I'm going to do is, aye, that's what I was going to say, so there's not really enough chicken in there. I'm going to get 6 pasties, I think. Again, I got 6 the last time, so I'm going to do 6 again this time. But there's not quite enough chicken there. So I'm going to debone one of them and just pan fry it. Bit of salt and pepper, just pan fry it. So I might as well just do a wee bit of deboning action for yous lucky folk. So I'm leaving using the lamp. Used to have the lamp on obviously with the old camera. I've just got the big overhead light on. Right, I'm going to move this. Hopefully this isn't going to be a long one. I like nice quick videos. I'll talk about long videos. That Mr. Redwee's bloody well, what was that? It was about 3 hours, 4 hours long? 5 hours long? Something like that. It was at least 5 hours long. Can't even remember what it was he was making. That's how long it was. Just went on and on and on and on and on. It was sausages, he was making sausages, he made the rusk. Another wee bit of glove action for you, Mr. Red. A thumb up for your sausage attempt. Glenn's not a fan. Glenn sounds murder. He sounds like a big sook, as you would say in Australia. Just give him a wee slap. You can go to chop his mushrooms up for him. Come on. This boy needs to get a grip. Right. What we're going to do is, so what else have I seen? what have I been watching? Obviously I've been watching a bit of Trace. A bit of Trace with she done a roast chicken dinner, which got the thumbs up for Sarge, obviously, he loves all that. That was right up his street, right up his avenue, right up his driveway was the old bloody Mrs. Tracy's roast chicken dinner. And who could bloody refuse it? It looked absolutely stunning. Man, absolutely bloody stunning. So old Sarge, he'll be going mental now. He'll be thinking he's in 7th heaven now. When he's watching this, he's not seen a video. He's not seen a sheep unit video for ages. I think he said it. I think he said I've not made a video for 2 months. That's how long. That's how much he's obsessed with how amazingly good I am. He's been counting the days, the wee guy. You can just imagine him, the wee guy watching. Just watching, sitting patiently waiting, and it's finally happening, Sarge. I've got a wee bit of bone there, a wee bit of kind of gristly bone. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing there now, you can. I've just chopped out a wee bit of gristly bone there for the chicken. There you go. Is that better? Cover the old burn mark on the hot surface there. There you go. Don't know if that's too far away or too close or whatever, it'll do. It'll do, folks. Aye. So aye, Mrs. Tracy made a lovely roast chicken dinner. Aye, bloody lovely. I could have demolished the whole plate, but obviously one person wasn't happy. We all know who that was. We all know who that was. And why was he not happy? He wasn't happy because it didn't look like fallow. Our roasties didn't look like fallow's roasties, our chicken didn't look or bloody smell or have anything about fallow about it. So he wasn't happy. I don't even know if any he's at, because he's already binned the video. That's how crazy he was. He's already binned the video. He's black magic videos. That obviously he's been copying this guy that he tells us about. So this other muppet that he watches, I'm guessing this other guy just totally sits and slates off home cooks. So 2 tier toes is thought to himself, oh fuck's sake, I'm missing a trick here, I could be doing that. I could be good, that's a bit of me, that is. I can just imagine him bloody overjoyed. Right, so aye, he wasn't a fan. Lovely bit of gravy, brown sauce, mint sauce, top notch, different, very different, but as Mr. Red or whoever says, man, you're eating it. You're eating this stuff. Get tore in. Get tore in. So like Mrs. Tracy, she's also been experimenting with the old plant butter, so aye, crack on with that, Mrs. Tracy. She said it just fell into a trolley or whatever, or she just wanted to try it, or it was on special offer. But let's be honest, before too long, that's all we're going to have. It's bloody plant-based butter, plant-based veg, plant-based bloody everything, 3D printed mince. Your mince will be 3D printed, so look forward to that. And the rest is that can't even afford the 3D printed mince, we'll be queuing up for the Soylent Green. We'll be queuing up for the old Soylent Green and bloody licking our lips at the very thought of getting a fresh bit of Soylent Green in our bellies. That's the way it's heading for us. Right, so I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just loosening up, what you see that? Probably showing you to the wrong side. I should maybe, hold on, right, I'm going to slide this here. Right, we'll try this. Sit you there, right? Sit you there. Chicken there. Right. So what I'm doing is separating the bone from the meat, see that? So we're down to the joint now. So we're just going to, hopefully you can still see, just making, this is a cracking wee knife, this is a wee steak knife. Where is it? Where are you size are there? Where are you size? Right, here we go. This is a wee steak knife for the pound shop. There was 2 of them, but obviously pound shop, so one's already broke. So I'm taking one. But they're razor sharp and they're quite flexible. So they're pretty good for boning. Right, so we'll just trim the line. We'll give it a wee scrape. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Any wee tendons, just give them a wee slice. And there will be a wee knuckly bit left in the chicken. The aim is, obviously, is to get all the meat off the bone and leave as little meat as possible on the bone. If possible, you don't want to leave any. But if you're doing this for the first time, don't be too worried if you're left with a wee bit of chicken on the bone. Mr. Red, I talk about, he actually butchered the whole chicken the other day. He done well. So this is nothing. He will not be interested in this. This is nothing for Mr. Red. This is a mere bloody walk in the park. This is a mere walking out back, playing his didgeridoo. Right, there we go. So see where we are now. We're hanging. See how it's hanging now for that wee bit. So now we're just going to slip the knife under. And just kind of gently cut. Don't go too rough because you don't want to be cutting into the meat. And there you go. Right, that's what we're deboned chicken thigh drumstick. And I'll show you that wee bit of kind of knuckly bit that's usually left in. And if there it's there. So see that? That's like a wee knuckly bit. So we'll chop that out with the scissors. See it? That's the only bit that's left that we want to get rid of. But there's the bone. Clean as you like. So you want to keep all these, get them in the freezer. I'm actually saving a ton of them up for something. So get all these in the freezer and save them up. Right, so hold on, I'll get a pair of scissors. And I'm only going to do this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the chicken. I might just stick it on the freezer. I just want to have one extra bit of chicken because that wasn't going to be enough for 6 pasties or bakes, whatever you want to call them. Oh, pardon me, right, so now we're just going to cut out this wee knuckly bit. There we go. That's there. Yeah, wee knuckly bit. Keep worrying for your stock, all the wee bits, so just have a wee, what you do now is just have a wee feel. Don't worry about bits like that, I don't worry about bits like wee tendony bits. Just have a wee feel, that's just a wee kind of tendony bit. If you feel any kind of knuckly bits. Right, that's all sorted. So you can see I didn't go through the skin, look, nothing's pierced there. So what you can do with that now is, I would get 2 of them, right? One for the top, fill that, get it filled with your stuffing, mincemeat, whatever, mushrooms, whatever. Get another one on top, wrap it up in bacon, get it in the oven, or you could just do wee separate ones, get a wee bit of stuffing in there, slice a wee bit of chicken for here, butterfly that a wee bit, flip it here so that it thickens up all the sides. You could just butterfly that a wee tiny bit, flip it here, that'll make each side thick, the same thickness, because that side's going to be thick, this side's going to be thicker than that side. You see that? And you can see we're at the skin, but we've not went through the skin. That's the main thing if you want to stuff something. So you could stuff that and just roll it up, tie it up, a bit of butcher's string, get it cooked off. Who knows, that could be a future recipe. Or should I say recipe for all the posh folk out there. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get this cleaned up. Got this cleaned up. Get the bit of chicken frying up. Just going to fry this, bit of salt and pepper. So I'll get these back for that. In fact, I'm not going to even bother getting these back for that. I'm just going to take it out, talk about. 2 seconds folks, I'm just going to use my hand, these are wee rinse. The old handies had a wee rinse, so Ian, as I say, the old Sarge, you'll be going off his seat man, think there's an actual video. I've actually made a video, put a video up. he'll be overjoyed. But Mrs. Trey, she'll be going mental as well. She's been looking forward to a bit of sheep unit action. Everybody likes a bit of sheep unit action. Everybody. Even that Muppet Polecat, whatever his name is, he can't get enough of me. Kidding on a Disney watch. Who's he kidding? He's fooling nobody. He ain't fooling me. But he's not fooling two tear toes. Right, there we go, folks. So what we're going to do is, a bit of pan mark up in there. We're going to use wee pan. These look quite low down there. So he's do. So what I might do is, just a wee do there for these to sit in. Right? Just a wee something for these to get a wee bit of a better view maybe. Is that better? That's better. There you go. Excuse the bog and flare. I've not washed that for weeks, man. Maybe no weeks. I've not washed it for a while, so just ignore the flare. It's a bad thing about having a better camera. It's going to pick up all this bloody gunge and all the mess. So there's going to be plenty of that. But aye, Mrs. Tracy, she'll be looking forward to this. She might even just keep this video to the weekend. And her and Carol. Couple of pineapple. Get the smoothie thing. Get the slushy. Pineapple slushies, bit of brown sauce, bit of mint sauce. Banging. Just chit out, feet up. Cheese, feet up. The old pineapple. Brown sauce, mint sauce. Slushy in that hand, in each hand, and just sit and enjoy the old sheep unit. I can't actually think anything better. Right, let's get this pan on. So we've got the old pan on, full blast, full toot. We're on full toot, folks. Right. Got to get the old tongs, we've got the tongs ready. Tong master. Bit of tong action. That's no rust. Well, it might be rust. I'll use the other side. I'll just stick the rest of that chicken back in the fridge or stick it in the freezer, I think. Oh, pardon me. Aye. So Mr. Red, he's doing all sorts of beef stroganoff. Ah, that's you. We're on there. Beef stroganoff today, Mr. Red. Huh? I wouldn't have used the pasta you used. I would have used tagliatelle, or I might have used rice. In fact, I might even have made Chinese egg fried rice to go with that stroganoff. That might have been minted. Mrs. Tracy, she could have served it up with a bit of garlic bread. Absolutely banging. Banging. Right, I'm just going to let that heat up. And we'll get some of the old... I'm just going to use this big boat when I'm frying oil stuff. I use this for frying. So we're frying, aren't we? So, why not? Why not? You splash that in. Just a wee splash. There we go. So aye, apologies anyway, as I say, folks. Anybody that's been missing out on their regular bit of glove action. There will be more glove action happening. There will be more glove action happening, I promise you. It's going to be more regular, just a wee bit of time out. I was suffering for a wee bit of executive burnout for the old cooking malarkey. You know what I mean? I've been overproducing. I was overproducing, overdone it. I just overpushed myself a wee bit. So, I had to have a wee break. So we're back now. Aye, that's what I was going to say. So just as I'm starting this, it's quite late. Just as I'm starting this, the old two tear toes is knocking out something else. What is it? Heinz. He's doing a Heinz spag bol, and I'm not going to lie, when I was a wee and when I was a boy, a tin of Heinz spag bol was one of my favourite things. It's just got a certain flavour, it's like that. Heinz spag bol. Absolutely gorgeous. So he's doing a kind of copy, but he's going to turn it into a fat. There's no doubt it's going to end up all fallow. You know what I mean? It'll be fallow spag bol, basically. But aye, straight off the bat, I already don't like his mince. His mince looks bloody horrible. Looks all pink and all bloody. Oh, doesn't look nice at all. Don't like his mince. Don't like the mince, Sarge. Sorry, that mince is not for me. I'm a steak mince guy. Steak mince or nothing. I'd rather just do without. I'd rather just have toast. I'd rather just have toast with a fried egg on top, bit of brown sauce. than no steak mince. So aye, that's how we're going so far. How are we doing for time? 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's not too bad. Right, we're going to get this, because obviously this isn't going to be a list, shouldn't be too long. A bit of my glove action. This shouldn't be too long. Hope everybody's enjoying the old improvement of quality. I hope it is better. I'll soon know when I play it back or when I try and upload it or whatever. Aye. But aye, Mr. Red Stroganoff looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. But he's another one of these packet dudes he likes, isn't he? So he's made a lovely sauce and decided, oh, what, you know what, I'm just going to stick a packet in there for hell it. So there's that. Mrs. Tracy. Oh. See, I know where Sarge is coming from when he talks about Mrs. Tracy, because sometimes I see her and I think, Tracy, you've kind of got potential. You could actually cook stuff. But I think it's just that I think you're marry a cake. You're just marry a kind of pastry chef, marry a cake, creme pat and all that kind of palaver. Right, my royal's hot. But Tracy, I'm not going to lie, your chicken tikka was interesting, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go right, there you go. In with that chip. Should have used the bloody tongs. I've got to lift the hand in there. Like that. Getting fantastic. I'm going to cook this most of the way through. It doesn't need to be cooked all the way through because it's going to be getting obviously cooked again when it's in the pasty and when it's in the pan with the leek and the cream sauce and the mustard sauce, obviously. So, although I'm going to cook it a fair bit, it doesn't really need to be cooked thoroughly all the way through because it's going to be getting cooked twice. But, that's that. So aye, Mrs. Tracy's tikka, alright, it was alright, it looked alright place. I don't like the hang of it, I've ate it, obviously. I love my grub, would have ate it. But it could have been better, so much better. But you probably know that anyway, you know what I mean? Two tier toes doesn't need to tell you that. I don't need to tell you that. I'll tell you the thing that made me laugh the other week there. Mr. Red made a Victoria sponge and two tier toes actually had the sheer cheek to comment in Mr. Red's comments better ways to make the Victoria sponge or how to spread the jam or the cream or whatever. Anybody that saw two tier toes make his Victoria sponge will realise the sheer craziness of that statement that he made. Yeah, it's mental. But that's why we watch him. He just opens his mouth and stuff comes out. He's just that kind of guy. I think that's how he ended up with a broken nose at some point. He's opened his mouth and stuff came out to the wrong guy and the wrong guys. He said, if I don't like your nose, I'm going to have to try and rearrange that into a better position. But that's why they watch the whole two tier toes. Because his partner's good. He's got a good bit of partner. His stories are quite funny. His cooking's hilarious. But aye, let's hope for good things. Let's hope for amazing things in 2026, cooking wise. For all you home cooks, this is already smelling brilliant. And obviously I forgot to put a bit of salt and pepper on it, so we'll go mad and put a wee bit of salt and pepper on. We'll do the other side when it's ready to turn. Just using ordinary white pepper. A wee bit of salt. It's no pink salt, but it is sea salt. A wee bit of salt on there. You can probably even see the salt. That's how good that camera probably is. You can probably even see salt coming through the bloody shaker. Well, that last camera is diabolical, but it really is diabolical. As I say, that was what, 11, 12 year advert, so cheap Chinese garbage as well. Forget the hang, everything's cheap Chinese garbage I suppose, but you know what I mean. It isn't a brand. Q-bot, have you ever heard it in your life, a Q-bot, you know what I mean? Right, you see it's starting to, you see the chicken starting to cook up the sides, get a bit of brown direction under there. So now, I think I'm going to flip it. We're going to flip it. Right, if it's that tight. I think it's that time, folks. A wee bit browner than what I hoped for, but that's pretty nice. That'll do me. I'm not too worried about that. A wee bit there, but if I get the skin, I could remove it if I wanted, but I'm not going to, because that's just pure flavour. And that's looking nice. Give that a wee couple of minutes. Give it a wee couple of minutes. And we'll get pouring. But apart from that, I've not been watching anything. I've not been watching a thing. I've not watched any of Mrs. Tracy's recent shows that she's... I think you can hear me. I've not watched any of Mrs. Tracy's recent shows that she's been showing. She's been posting. Watch this, watch this. I just can't be bothered. If I'm honest, I'm more a film guy. I like films better than I like series. But obviously I've watched my fair amount of series as well, but I do prefer a good film. I do prefer a good film. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to stick the old lid on it. I'm going to turn it down. I've cut it down to half, and I think I'm going to stop use here. I think I'll stop use here, folks, and I'll get back to these when there's something more interesting happening. Right? That chicken won't be long anyway, so have a good one. Get back to these a wee minute. Right, folks, we're back. Right? We are back again. So I think the chicken, we're back, see? I think that chicken is ready, or ready enough for me to go on with the next part of the meal. So I'm going to turn that off. I'll use a wee swatch. Lift that off of there. There's my chicken. I'll do a wee. There's the old tongs. It should be looking good, as I say. It's going to carry on cooking while it cools, so, and it's going to be getting double cooked anyway, so there's the other side. Yeah, that's looking quite nice. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to set this at the road, and we're going to have a wee change of pans. Else. Time for a different bit of pan action. Right, so we're going to heat that pan up. And we're going to get in with some butter. And then we're going to get our leeks in. I'm still here. In case you're wondering, I'm still here. We're going to let that heat up. I'm going to let it heat up full blast. Full toot, as we say up here. I'm going to let it heat up full toot. Hope this is full screen. Hope it's good quality. Hope you're all having an excellent Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning probably. Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins. I don't know if it's Wednesday, I think it's I think it's Tuesday, Monday. Monday morning at 5 o'clock. No, who knows? Right, so I'm going to let that pan heat up a wee bit. And we're going to get in with some rather hard butter. Not too much, I'm not a big crazy butter fanatic like some folk that like to fill pans with oil. And, oof. Even when I make a curry, I don't use ghee in it. Well, ghee's actually meant to be better for you, I think. But I don't bother about. No, in fact, sorry, I'm going to take that back and go back a bit. Actually, a curry is the only thing that I use a lot of. I would add a lot of oil for because they need it. And when you taste a curry that hasn't had all that oil or butter or ghee in it, they're just not as good. It's that simple. It's that simple, folks. Right, butter's melting. Right. Butter is melting. And all we're going to be doing here is sweating down the leek. You could go mental and put shallots and everything in there, obviously. But I'm no. So there. I'm doing what I want today, alright? Mr. Red would say, if you don't bloody like packets, don't use packets, alright? Mrs. Tracy, she sure as hell loves packets. She's got a full cupboard full of the buggers. She's got a packet for every occasion. Right, that's getting hot. That's just about glove fist, yellow fist and glove temperature. Right. So we'll get that setting longer. Just a wee secundo. And we'll get in with our leek and we'll get a wee mix about. Then we'll get in with a bit of salt and pepper and a wee bit of garlic. Another wee mix about. Then we'll get in with our cooked chicken. Our cooked chicken that I done the other day first, we'll get in with that first, let that heat up, come to temperature, and then I'll bung in the bit of chicken that I've just cooked. And that should be bloody lovely. Then a bit of cream. 3 types of mustard, wee bit of English, wee bit of Dijon, wee bit of grain mustard. I love that French grain mustard, man. I could just eat that out the jar, that stuff. Right, well, leek's going in, folks. It's leek time. It's getting a bit leaky. It's looking a bit leaky in there. Things have all been a bit leak. Hope you're picking up the nice colour. So those green is what I wanted. I didn't have any really nice green kind of looking like this in the shop. But there you go. So I'm just going to do that a wee light mix about in the butter and let it sweat down. And once that's sweated down a good wee bit, in with some of the cooked chicken, in with some garlic, some salt and pepper, then in with the cooked chicken, first the stuff that I cooked last night, then this bit of chicken that I just cooked just now, and then we'll start talking about pastry. We shall start talking about pastry, puff pastry, what to do when it comes to puff pastry, what definitely not to do when it comes to puff pastry, and who not to watch when making puff pastry. So I'll get back to these folks once that has sweated down a wee bit. Right folks, we're back again. So our leek is sweating down nicely. Our leek's, well, we're back there, see? Our leek is sweating down nicely. So we're just going to give that a wee stir about, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get in there with a wee bit of garlic, not too much. A wee bit of garlic and a wee bit of salt. A wee bit of salt, a wee bit of garlic, a wee bit of white pepper. going to add the first bit of, a wee bit of salt in there, it's too much. And we'll get in there with the first bit of chicken. It's a good wee bit of white pepper. I quite like white pepper. I like white pepper and black pepper, to be honest. Right, get that combined in a wee bit. And we'll get the garlic, a wee bit of garlic in. I was watching the two-tiered toast there a wee minute ago. Had a wee drink of cider. He doesn't have to go on, doesn't he? I don't know what he's all about, man. He just goes on and on and on. Right, I'm going to go in there about that much, about that much garlic. So that garlic has been, it's that colour because it's been stored in a jar with a bit of oil to preserve it. That's me in. Stick that back in the old fridge, didn't he? And we'll get the garlic stirred in. Aye, the guy just doesn't know when to stop, man. He just opens his mouth and stuff comes out and comes out and comes out and comes out and comes out. But it's a good laugh. I like the wee guy. Right, so what I'm going to do now is get into the first bit of cooked chicken. See all that in there? I'm going to get some of that in there as well. That's all flavour. Look at that jelly's flavour. Never miss out on a bit of flavour. And we'll just combine that with our leek. And you see, hope you can see. And just combine that with our leek. So we're just going to let this bit of chicken heat up. We're just going to let it warm through. And then we'll get that bit of cooked chicken in. I could put it in the now, but I'll just let this bit heat up first. I'm going to smoosh it down a bit as well, so the chicken kind of gets a wee bit mushed up. You don't want big chunks like this. See that big chunk? You want it kind of smooshed up a wee bit. There's the bit that I fried up, and it's pretty much cooked because it does carry on cooking when you take it off the heat. I just broke it up into bits with a pair of scissors. So that's where we're at so far, folks. That's where we're at so far. Give the chicken a wee push into the pan. Make sure it's on contact with the pan. Right, folks. Going to leave that for a wee while and stick the lid on, and I will get back to you very, very shortly. Pardon me, aye. Right, well, it's coming along nicely. I've added obviously the cooked chicken. The cooked chicken's at a nice temperature, so now I'm going to get my other bit of chicken in there, get a wee stirred out, get it all nicely combined. It'll be looking good, there we go. And we'll start getting other bits and bobs in. Oh. So that was a plate hitting the flare there. What am I doing? Bit of chicken. Right folks, so we're going to get this bit of chicken in there and we'll get a wee smoosh about, because we don't want big massive chunks of chicken. Look at that, see that? That's lovely, that's pure flavour. That's going in. That is 100% going in. Now if this was a pie, I would obviously maybe rinse this out with a wee bit of hot water, but it's not a pie, we don't want this overly moist. We do not want this overly moist, because we're not making a pie, we're making a pasty. And an overly moist pasty has a tendency to bloody leak all over your oven and just make a mess. And a pasty is meant to be eaten in the hand. It's supposed to be eaten in the hand as opposed to sitting down with a knife and fork. Don't get me wrong, obviously loads of folk, including myself, love nothing more than sitting down with a bit of pasty action, bit of mashed potato, bit of pea, bit of carrot, whatever, bit of gravy. But this isn't a pie, this is a pasty, so we don't want too much sauce. So this is that bit of chicken. I'm just going to a wee bit of mash down, and then we'll get the cream in, and we'll get the mustard in. Just go in and check to make sure there's no big massive bits of chicken. And just give them a wee mash up if there is. Right folks, so that's where we're at the moment. Hope we're in focus. As I say, I haven't even wiped that lens. Maybe I should have gave the lens a wee wipe before I started. But we'll just go with the flow. That plate's annoying me. It didn't break, it just bounced off the flare, so that's all pretty good. And we'll not bother washing it again, we'll just stick it back with the plates again. Stick a wee bit in. So what we'll do now, pardon me, what we shall do now is we'll get in with the cream. So double cream here, bit of double cream action, and just in with a bit of double cream, not too much. That might do, it might even be too much. We shall see. And we'll get in with the mustard. So first, we're going to go in with a bit of English mustard first. Mainly because I've got a wee bit left just to use it up. So a wee bit English. This is where Mr. Red turns off, because he doesn't like mustard. He's not a fan of mustard or kind of flavour, basically. Right, that's where English mustard went in. Bit of Dijon. It's not going to be overly mustard flavour, don't worry about it. I just like to spin in my nose is burning. And we'll go in with two. One and a bit of them. That's plenty. And we'll just combine all that. And that is our film pretty much done. I'll just let it cook a wee bit. Oh, that's what I forgot that I was going to put in. That's what I'm missing, folks. I knew I forgot something. I knew I forgot something. If I can find it. We're going to go in with a bit of cream cheese. In there a bit of cream cheese. Got in there a nice dollop of that. A nice healthy dollop of cream cheese in there. And we'll give that a wee stir. If you've got creme fraiche, use that. If you've got yoghurt, maybe use that. But I've got a bit of cream cheese there, so I'm using that. So we're just going to see how this comes together. See how it comes together. If we want more cream, we can add a wee bit more cream. But that for me is about perfect consistency. No too thick, no too runny. Just make sure all that cream cheese is combined. It smells bloody lovely. Just make sure the cream cheese is combined because it was quite thick. And what I'll do with this, I'll stick this in a bowl and stick the bowl in the sink, half fill the sink with cold water, and I shall float the bowl in the cold water, and that'll cool it down because we need to cool this down now. We can't make pasties or pies or anything with hot filling. That is not a done deal. So we need to let this cool down. We'll have a wee taste. That's bloody lovely. Absolutely lovely. That's perfect. Don't worry about the double dipping. Just me and a couple of pals that'll be eating it. Pals don't mind each other's spit. When pals that go fishing and all that, you've had worm juice and everything in your pieces, so you don't worry about a wee bit of spit. Right folks, that is it. That's bloody lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Just the right amount of cream, right amount of mustard, right amount of seasoning, salt and pepper. I could have put a wee bit of nutmeg in, but I'm not going to bother. What I'll put in is a bit of dried thyme, a bit of dried parsley and a bit of dried thyme, so there's a wee bit of herbiness going in, and that'll absorb some of the moisture as well. That's a wee bit of parsley. Dried parsley. I love dried herbs. I always use dried herbs. Dried herbs are I've always got dried herbs. Saves you running out and buying bloody sprigs of stuff. Bit of thyme, wee bit of dried parsley, and that's all she wrote. Give that a wee mix in. I'm not even joking. I could pour that here. See that bit of pasta? See that stroganoff? This could be my chicken stroganoff. I could use this as a stroganoff with mushrooms and just bloody have that with pasta. I bet it'd be lovely. Right, but that is that ready. That's that done. The chicken's quite mushed up, so you're not getting big chunks of my chicken, but there's plenty of chicken in there at the same time. Plenty of chicken in there for 6 pasties. Might even be too much for 6 pasties or this. We'll see. I got 6 the last time, and one was a wee bit underfilled, should I say. But we'll see. Right folks, so I'm going to get this turned off. I'm going to give it a minute longer. I'm going to turn it off, get that emptied into a bowl, and let it cool down. And the next time you see me, we'll be dealing with some pastry, puff pastry. Right folks, you're back. So we're chicken filling for our chicken and leek filling for our pasties It's cool enough now. You can see the nice bits of leek, nice bits of chicken. It's cool enough for us to get into our pasties. So what I've done, I've divided this into 6. See that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6. That's going to make 3 pasties, top and a bottom. So what we're going to do now is we shall get our filling in, and we'll give them a bit of an egg wash, and then we'll get them in the fridge for about, pardon me, we'll get them in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Grab ourselves a spoon, and get our filling into this tub. Get rid of that. I'm going to give this bowl a wee, keep this bowl a wee dry. Don't want any moisture getting near our pastry. So, my top tip time for anybody that wants to make puff pastry. My top tip for making puff pastry, don't know if I like these there, I'll put these there here. My top tip for making puff pastry is, can you guess? My top tip for making puff pastry is don't make puff pastry. Although puff pastry is reasonably easy to make, it's very time consuming. It's pretty time consuming because you've got to laminate, you've got to get your butter in, then you've got to laminating's folding, you've got to fold, roll out, fold, fold, loads of folds, in the fridge, loads of folds, in the fridge, all day you're doing that all day. Can take 2 days. Some folk make the first initial start and then put it in the fridge, and then they'll bring it the next day and they'll start laminating. So my advice, if you want to see some top quality puff pastry making, go visit Sergeant Furito's, his last steak pie. If there's a video that will put you off making steak pie puff pastry, it's that. sorry my dude, but that was pretty bad. Right, that was pretty bad. It was actually quite funny, I'm not going to lie, it was hilarious, because once he'd obviously rolled it out that thick, when you got it out the oven, he was like, look at the flakes, look at the layers. There was literally like one layer. There was literally one layer on that pie, and then maybe 2 inches of just pure thick pastry. Right, that's a big spoonful, don't know if you can see that. I've put a big spoonful of filling, try and keep it away from the edges, because we're going to egg wash the edge to seal it. So try and keep just a wee bit of space away from the edges, away from the outline, the border should I say. I'm going to go for another wee bit. You don't want to overfill. Overfilling is your worst nightmare. So everybody does it, I'm not going to lie, everybody overfills, but try not to go too crazy. See, that's just about right. That'll do. So that's one pasty, I think that'll do plenty. That's plenty of filling. I'm going to scrape that back a wee bit, because you want obviously somewhere for your top bit of pastry to stick. So I'm going to just scrape that back a wee bit. Just take your time, there's no hurry. There is no hurry. Right. So I'm going to say that's about perfect. It's a nice kind of shape. So now we're going to get our egg. Going to get our wee pastry brush, and very lightly, not heavily, very lightly around the outside edge with your brush in the egg. Just a wee bit of egg. Don't go mental. See folk going mental with the egg sometimes and just really gone crazy. tons of egg, and on both sides. Don't do both sides, just do the one side. Just do the one side. That's all you need. And if your pastry's wet, sometimes you don't even need to do this. It'll just stick. So there's that. But this isn't, so I'm putting a wee bit of egg wash. Right folks, let's get our top removed for the backing. And just get it on top. And you're probably going to have to stretch it a wee, just a wee touch. You need to stretch it a wee touch because they're the same size, remember, the tops and the bottoms. And because you've got filling in there now, it's just going to be a wee bit tighter to fit. So you're just going to have to stretch it a wee touch. Just a wee touch. Right. See, I can feel that. I've put too much in there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Try and get the pastry to meet. I like when it meets. Just kind of slide it and get a nice edge. Right. So that is one pasty done basically. Get a nice seal on there. Get a nice shape it up. Just shape it with your fingers gently. Right. So that's what it looks like just now. I'll get back to these in a wee second. Just give me a wee second. Just trying to make sure you've got a decent kind of view. Forget all the shite air here, man. Look at the state of that. Oh, just forget all this. You've never seen any of this. Just look at this. This is where you're looking. Right, I'm going to give my knife a wee clean. My wee scoring knife. Because I use that for to debone the chicken. That's that cleaned. Get them down. Right. So what we shall do now is we shall lift it off. Lift it off, should I say, not off. Can't be talking ways, would you know? We shall lift it off, not off. See, we say off up here, but as usual I'll say off. I'm just going to check that out for, just make sure it's joined. See how I like it very accurate. You might notice that about me. I kind of like accuracy. So I'm just kind of straightening that edge up there. See, I've straightened that up there. And what we'll do now is I'm going to lift this. I'm going to lift this off. I'm going to lift that off there, and I'm just going to sit that there just now. I'm going to lift that. This is because I'm going to use this paper. I've got baking paper, but why would you use more baking paper when you've already got this baking paper? You know what I'm saying? Like that stretched a wee bit there, but it'll be alright. Right, and what we'll do now is we're going to get our scissors and we're going to just cut. And of course the scissors are all shady and no wanting to cut, but they're doing it. There we go. Right, I'm going to cut that like that. I'm going to give that a wee spin round like that. I'm going to tip this onto my hand and just position it better, because it's not very well positioned. So I'm just going to go wallop. I'm going to peel off, if it comes, and peel off the paper, which is easier said than done. Seems to be all bloody sticking, as you can see. There you go, we're getting there, we're getting there. What a bloody... Right, look at that. That's what you don't want. So what we're going to have to do with that is just pinch it. Just pinch it, and that'll be fine. Right, and back on the paper. There you go. That's a wee bit of a kerfuffle. Look at that, you can see where that's all stuck to the paper. See that? Right, that's not good. That's not good, so we're going to straighten this up again, because it's went a wee bit screw off. So we'll just get a wee straighten. A wee straighten up. A wee straighten up. And then I'm going to crimp down the edges with a fork. And that'll be it. In the fridge to chill out for a wee 15-20 minutes, even half an hour. Right, I'm going to cut this other, just to tidy this up. I'm just going to cut that off. Just cut this off as well, get another wee trim. I'm just trimming up the paper here. No biggie. No biggie. Could have done this on the worktop as well and put flubber down, that might have been a better idea, but we're here now. We're here now, folks. Huh? Right, let me grab a fork. Grab a fork, give it a wee wash and a wee drain. I've got forks clean somewhere in a drawer, but who can be bothered going into drawers and looking for forks? I can't. I hope he's on all sorts of smashed shadows here. So are they? I hope he's on the all shadows, but we'll just do our best. Right, so there you go. All we're going to do now is crimp with a fork. Just go all the way around the edges outside. And I'm going to show you how to tidy it up a wee bit as well. Right, all the way around. All the way around. Each side. Each side. Right, all the way around. This is the last side. Then we'll tidy it up, we'll get a wee tidy. And how we tidy it up is with a pizza cutter. And all we're going to do is go in the edges. Just get a kind of straight line. It doesn't even matter if it's straight or squint, but it's just going to get a nice wee tidy. It's just going to get a nice wee tidy finish. See that? See what I mean? Just gives it a nice wee tidy finish. And just take away the excess. See how it's still, I mean that's really badly sticking, so that, how that's happened is the papers get wet probably. The baking paper. That's how that's happened, so we'll just scrape it. And I've actually got right through the baking paper there into the, cut right through the baking paper, but it doesn't matter. It does not water one jot. We'll just sling this wee bit of wastage. I'm going to, actually I might take that off now, just leave it. Right, so what I'm going to do now, Let's just get a nice wee bit of a shape. Keep it in that kind of square shape we've got it in. Right, I'm going to egg wash it now and I'm going to put it in the fridge. Egg washing in the fridge. Make sure I've got room in the fridge. Got to put the shuffle ones about, right? Bloody fit them in. Right. So what I'm going to do now is egg wash it. See, we're on through the paper there, but it's no biggie. We shall prevail. So get your egg and just get a nice brush. I didn't even bloody do the rest of the sides again. Still got two sides to bloody tidy up. There you go, that's better. That's better. You can see how nice and straight the edge is. It just gives it a nice finish. It just gives it a much nicer, cleaner finish. And we'll just scrape that away. Right, as I say, I've put this hundreds of times. That's actually never happened to me before. The paste just sticking like that. That's never happened. I can honestly say that's a first. So I'm guessing the rest of it's all stuck together as well, so we'll just need to watch. Right, so I've trimmed up the edges. Just fold that down. But I've trimmed up the edges, you know, we're looking nice. Give you a wee swatch. See, I've trimmed up the edges and it's all nice and straight, everything's all nice and flush. So we're going to get our egg wash on. What am I doing, man? Get our egg wash on and in the fridge. And I'll do another one. And then I'll just come back when the three of them are done and I've got the oven heating up. So as I say, just be liberal, but don't go crazy with the egg, don't go mental. You want egg on there, but just don't, because we're going to get you a double egg wash. So once they came out the fridge, they'll be getting another egg wash and they'll be getting scored. So that's plenty. So I'm going to stick that in the fridge, just like that. That's in the fridge. Right, folks. That's going in the fridge now. And when it goes in the fridge as well, the pastry will harden up, so they become a lot easier to deal with when they're in the fridge. I mean, a lot easier to deal with. Right, see what we can do with this bit of paper here. I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to break my routine and do what a certain two-tier toes would do. I'm not going to go mental right now. I'm going to put just a wee sprinkling. I'm going to put a wee bit of flour. Just a wee bit of flour there. And we'll get this one to go. That's better, right? See, I've stretched that out of shape, but it doesn't matter, we'll get there. We shall prevail. Just stretch it back into shape. Right. So again, nice bit of filling. About 2 spoonfuls does. 1.5 to 2 spoonfuls. There's plenty of chicken in these, plenty of leek. Plenty of absolutely gorgeous flavours, mustard, cream, salt, pepper, cream cheese. Cream cheese just gives it that wee kind of tang. Doesn't get a cheesiness, it's just that wee kind of tang. It gives it lovely flavour. I might actually have enough in this mixture for about 40 pasties. Just try and keep it all kind of square shaped. That's what I try and kind of do, if you know what I mean. Right, what we'll do now, I think, we'll stick that there. I'm just going to remove these bits just in case they're stuck. Maybe that's not too bad, that one. Right, I'll stick that there now. What we'll do is we'll put a wee bit of flour down. A wee bit of flour. A wee bit of flour. Stick that one in the flour. Now a wee bit of flour on there. Stick that on there, like that. Another wee bit of flour on there. You probably can't see what I'm doing here, but don't worry about it one little jot, folks. I'm just trying to, that bit's all stuck as well. This is diabolical, man. Absolutely bloody diabolical. Right, that's us. Right, I was just fixing all that bit of pastry there. I'm going to sort this bit of baking paper out first into a decent kind of size. So what we'll do is now we can stick that back on there. Stick that back on there. Folk are saying just use your own bloody baking paper. See, I hate waste. This is baking paper, so why waste it? Why waste it? Huh? That's what I say. Right. So that's another one, that's another bottom. And these two bits will be tops. Right, so that's plenty of filling in there. It's probably hard because I've probably missed every single thing I just said there in what I was doing. There's a big mad shadow there as well, see it? But there we go. Right. I'm going to stick this on there if I can get it on there. That's the question. That is the question. We'll use our trusty palette knife, and it's got flour under there as well, so it should lift. Just about made it, folks. Just about made it. Right, that's us. That's us. Just keep your pasty in the middle, but you want it right up to the edge as well, do you know what I mean? Don't just watch what you're doing. Right, we're going to get the top on. Time for the top to go on. It's just taking far too long. Far too bloody long. Right, bit of egg. Wee bit of egg round the outside. As I say, try and get most of the egg off the brush, so you're just using a wee, get there, just a wee wipe with egg, because it can cause you problems if you put too much on. Everything just slides about, if you know what I mean. Right, we'll get the top on. Hopefully it fits. Right, let's stretch it a wee bit. Just manipulate it with your fingertips. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just kind of pinch it a wee bit as well with my fingers and just to make sure it's getting a nice seal. Just to make sure everything's getting a nice seal, and that's got a wee bit of air in there, but when we score that, the air will be released. I shall be released. Right, there we go. And what we'll do the same with this. We'll get the fork, if I can find it. Where did I put it? It's there. We'll get the fork and we'll just go in the edges again. And just get a good crimp, and we'll tidy the edges up again as well, obviously, with the pizza cutter. You can do that with a knife, don't think you need to have a pizza cutter. You can straighten it up with a knife, but it's just easier to zoom out it with a pizza cutter. Just gives it a nice finish. So I hope you try making these, because I'm not going to lie, they really are nice. They really are pretty tasty. Nice flavour of leek, lovely bit of chicken, and the mustard. You don't need to put mustard in if you don't want. You can put in whatever you want, I suppose, but you don't really taste the mustard. Well, you do taste it, but it's not like a mad crazy, oh god, there's a lot of mustard in there. You just taste a nice hint of mustard, because remember there's loads of cream cheese, so don't be too worried about tasting mustard. Right, we'll get our trusty pizza cutter back in action, and we'll just give this a wee tidy up. Scrape off the wee bits of waste that you don't need. You know what I mean? Just gives it a lovely, see the edge there, just gives it a lovely straight finish. See? Just gives it a lovely straight finish. We'll do this. We'll do this now, this one. Just get rid of the wee bit of excess. I hope the Sarge bloody appreciates this. Bloody greeting about a video for months, so he has. Absolutely in tears because I've not a video, but it is out of order. I'm going to apologise, it is out of order. I should have done a video long before now. Right, that's that straightened up. I'm not happy about that pastry sticking to that, but not happy at all. Right, that's our last edge to straighten up. That's better, that came away nice. And there you go, you can see how nice that looks when you trim off the edges. Sorry about the shadow. It gives it a nice straighten up, just finishes it off nicely. So what we'll do now is we'll give this a wee egg wash, and we'll get this in the fridge. And then we've got one more to do, and I've still obviously got another 3 to do, but I'll just make 3. I can make the other 3 in my leisure. I might make the 6th, I might as well make the 6th. See what happens. We'll see what happens, folks. Oh, pardon me. As I say, just don't go mental with the egg. Don't go crazy with it. You want the egg wash on there, but you're not wanting to soak it. And we're going to begin another egg wash as well, so don't be too worried. Right, get this in the fridge. Yeah, wee swatch. I'll get that in the fridge. And the early days go a lot firmer when they came out the fridge. It's much easier to deal with. Much easier to deal with when they came out the fridge. Right. Right folks, this was into our last one. Our last one. Right. Right. You can see. Right. A nice big spoonful. There's enough, plenty here for 6. Maybe more, but I've not got any more pastry for over 6, so it's basically going to be 6. Could keep some of the filling and do something else, I suppose, but I'd rather just use it all up. So aye, Mrs. Tracy, that's quite the collection of packets that she's got there. Quite the collection. But I've said it before to Mr. Red, if you like using packets and they're just handy for your whatever, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. That's what I say. Right. I must admit, the bowl 2 tier cozy does make me laugh. And you left a wee comment on Mrs. Tracy's chicken tikka. Was it basic? Very basic, no frills. Aye. You just can't help yourself, he's got to have a wee dig. You just can't say, aye, nice, interesting stuff, or that looked quite good, or aye, very good, Trace. He's got to have that wee dig, that wee tiny dig. You'll be having a dig at this, you better believe it. You'll be having a dig at this, alright. Maybe no. So that's what top one there. I don't know what that kind of yellow colour is, because there's no yellow. It'll be the leek, that's what it is, it's bloody leek. It's a leek, you're a maniac. What a dafty. What an absolute dafty. Right, get the top on this now. And that's 3 made. And I shall stick the oven on to heat up and get them in the oven. Obviously I need to score them, give them their second egg wash and score them first. See, when it dries it kind of cracks a wee bit as well, but don't worry about that. Do not worry. See it kind of cracking there. Don't worry about it. All will become good. The old world's gone crazy the now, about Mad Mandelson. Oh, you just know there's all sorts of filth, don't you? Just waiting to be uncovered. About that Mandelson and Starmer and all the rest of them, man, they're all pure degenerates. Every one of them. They're complete and utter degenerates into everything. Into nose powder, into underage boys, lassies, you name it, they're into all sorts. Sorry about the wee, but I'll cut that bit out. They're into all sorts of guys, man. And the women. The women are probably just as bad in Parliament. Right, they're all as bad as each other. I don't trust a single one of them. I do not trust a single one of them. Right, so that's that shaped nicely. The bloody shadows are a bit of a nightmare, but we'll just need to deal with that, folks. Right, crimp time. I'll do this side first. As you can see, I've filled them up well. That's plenty of filling in them. Plenty of filling. So if they burst open, they burst open. It could happen. To say the more filling, the more chance of a bit of bursting action. I'm going to straighten all these edges up, so don't worry about it. And the final side. There we go. And we'll get in again with our pizza cutter and get a nice wee tidy up. Get a nice wee tidy up. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. I just like how nice and clean it finishes the edges off. Just makes it look that wee bit more kind of professional. And it just makes it look that wee bit more professional and tidied up, as if you've spent a wee bit of time on them, do you know what I mean? As if you've made an effort. It just gives them that kind of look. Get me wrong, you have made an effort. If you make these, you'll have made an effort, trust me. Right, so that's looking bloody lovely. And that's us. That's us, folks. See that wee crack? There's a wee look. There's just a wee bit of crackage, but that will come out once the egg wash goes on as well. That will soon moisten up, just because the pastry's been drying it. There you go. See that wee bit of crackage there? Don't worry about that. See that? Don't worry about that. I hope it's not out of focus. Hope you can. Hope you've been able to see everything that's been on here. Look at that. Right. Wee bit of egg washing in the fridge. Pardon me, and I'm going to go and roll up a nice wee oregano cigarette, which I am thoroughly enjoying. I haven't enjoyed them, a wee oregano cigarette for a long time. It's been a wee while, so I'm heavily enjoying it, I'm not going to lie. Really, really nice. Mrs. Tracy's probably sitting shaking her head now in disgust. She's a bit of a nun, Mrs. Tracy. She only drinks 3% alcohol, slush puppies. That's all she drinks. Aye, 3% alcohol. I'm just winding you up, Tracy, you know that. You bloody well know that. Mr. Red and all these places of wine, what's he like, man? What is that guy like? Right, there we go, folks. That's all egg washed up, and that's now going to go in the fridge. And the next time you see me, I'll be a wee bit high. The next time you see me, I'll be a wee bit high, and I'll have other things happening. Aye. Right, folks, we are back. Just done a wee bit of tidying up over here, but we are back. Right, it's time to finish off the old bakes, pasties, whatever you want to call them. Get a lovely finishing on there. See that? Lovely edging. Hope there's good light. I might put the lamp on next time, who knows. See how this turns out. Don't like that shadow. Yeah, aye. So let's finish these bad boys off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to egg wash again. And with the egg wash, so this is the second egg wash. The oven's heating up. I think it's at 220, 220C. Is that 220C, 220F? Who knows? So we're getting a nice egg wash. Not going too thick. Just making sure it's all covered. Might as well do the feet. So I hope these don't burst. We shall see. That's always the kind of worrying thing, especially if you're known to overfill. As well they burst. But another wee thing about that thing when I'm around the edge with the pizza cutter, that gives it a nice seal. It really gives it a really good seal when you cut through. Right, there we go. So I just finished watching the bold 2 tiers. I just finished watching his. What are they doing? Don't need them yet. So now what we're going to do is, so I'm going to show you something. I've got a wee bit of hard chicken there poking through. See that? That's why you don't really want big bits of chicken, because things like that can happen. So I don't think it's going to be a vast problem. I don't think it's going to be a vast problem. So now what we're going to do is we're going to score these. So I'm going to take my wee knife and we're just going to score. Right? I hope you can see. So just gently, just lightly, go in with the knife and just score. Try and space them apart the same space. It just makes it look nice. It really does get a nice finish. So I just finished watching the bold 2 tiers. 2 tier toes make these nice. Look at that bun, look at that. Never sit hot pans on your worktop. Aye, so I just finished watching his fake Heinz spag bol recipe video. It's not quite as good as Heinz, Sarge. It's just not quite there. But it's hard to Heinz is perfection. That tin of Heinz is perfection. I'm not joking. When I was wee, what's one of my favourite things was Heinz spag bol, Heinz spaghetti bolognese with on toast, with maybe a wee bit of cheese on top, plenty of butter on the toast. Absolutely bloody gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's us on my third. So once I've done this, we'll give them a wee sprinkling with Nigella seeds, black onion seeds, whatever you want to call them. If I'm honest, I would prefer poppy seeds. I think you can even get black sesame seeds, I'm not sure. Or you could just get sesame seeds and proper toast them up, give them a bit of burnt, get them a bit burnt in the pan. Oops. Right, there we go. So that's the most scored up. Can you see that? That's the most scored up. I'm going to fix that wee bit of egg with a brush, because we don't want kind of runny bits. We don't want runny bits. So I'll just give the brush a wee dry. So aye, nice effort, Sarge, but just no quite as good as Heinz. That Heinz spag bol is just something else, man. You see, I used to love it when I was wee, absolutely used to love it. Just give this a minute, so I'll just go with this again. Just to make sure the eggs spread evenly. So these are going to go in the oven at, I think it's at 220, for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I'll check them at I'll check them at 20, because they could maybe take a wee bit longer. Right, so that's the egg on. Sorry, I forgot to say as well, I ended up just doing the 6. So we got 6, there's another 3 in the fridge that haven't been finished off yet. So, and you can see they're nicely filled. I don't know if you can actually see, but you can see they're nicely filled, nice and plump. thicker than Mrs. Tracy's fruit pie thing. What was that all about, man? You notice how they didn't show the picture on the box for the side, they showed it for the top, so you couldn't see it was only like 2mm thick. That was absolutely diabolical. I bet it tasted nice, but dear me. Right, Nigella seeds, black onion seeds, whatever. We're just going to get a wee sprinkle. Anybody that's just tuned in, it isn't fruit flies. This isn't fruit flies or ants. We've not an outbreak of ants or anything, don't worry. Right, that's plenty. Do this one. Get some on the edge. It does give the pastry a nice wee extra oniony kind of hum, because they're kind of oniony. Nigella seeds. Well, they're black onion seeds, so they're for onions, you know what I mean? So, aye. But I was actually going to keep quiet about this. But aye, sorry Trace, but that chicken tikka thing, that's not happening for me. I'm sorry. Interesting stuff, but always interesting. Never a dull moment with Mrs. Tracy. Aye, no for me. Don't get me wrong, I would have ate it, obviously. Obviously I would have demolished the whole plate. But, nah, just not up to the standard. But there we go, folks. That's where onion seeds on. So now I'm going to stick them on this baking sheet and use a wee swatch. You can see them anyway, can't you? A wee swatch. That shadow's really annoying, isn't it? So it only does eye, so it's like that. It's basically just the angle. It's the angle, but there we go. So oven time. Oven time for about, I'm going to say maybe even 25 minutes, but I'll check them at 20. So we'll place these. I've not got a bigger tray today, but these are quite big. These are quite big. If you compare them to Greg's, these are big. So there is that. There you go, Tracy. Just use the baking paper. Use the baking paper that comes. Use the baking paper that comes with the bloody pastry. What a maniac. What a collection of packets she's got, man. I've never seen a collection like that in my life. That's quite the collection. Right. Mr. Red, he's clearly a packet lover as well. He's on board with the. Don't get me wrong. As I say, if you like using packets, use them. Get tore in. Knock yourself out. That's what I say as well. Right, so that's us. There we go. I think you'll agree they're looking nice. Nice look at the height again. Right, into the oven time, folks. Do this nice and fast so the oven doesn't cool down. I've actually got these in about the middle of the oven. In about the middle of the oven. Aye. Right, so I think that's all about it. Oh, I might as well I'll set up my bits and bobs. My wee cooling kind of scenario. As you need to be cooling these, obviously. Right, that'll do it. So once they three come out, I'll get them cooling up. And we'll get into the next three. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that, it's probably a bit of cheese for cheese and toast or something. Aye. I hope you enjoyed that wee bit of the video. And I'll get back to these. I'm actually looking forward to these. So I'll get back to you shortly, folks. And the pasties are ready. Use a wee swatch. I've put the lamp on. I don't know if that's better light. I'm sure somebody will tell me. One particular person will tell me. They get left in a wee bit longer, but still bloody lovely. Get the lovely colour. Still looking lovely and glossy. The gloss. Nice height. Nice bit of height. Look at that. Look at that. Nice bit of height in the back there. So we had nae bustage. None of them bust. Every one of them bloody lovely. Not one of them. Not one of the seams split. Which is always nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a wee taste. So these are just out the oven. Pardon me, they're just out the oven. These have been out for a wee while, so I'm going to try one of these ones. Somebody in the comments asked me to cut one open, so we'll cut one open. Put one will I cut open. I think we'll go for this one. Just sliding it over a wee bit. We'll go for this one here, right? Slide these around. But the smell in here is absolutely bloody amazing. They smell beautiful. They smell really good. Fork. Right, I've got a fork. I've got a fork and knife. There we go, got a fork and knife action. And I think we'll go from corner to corner. Eh? I hope you can hear that crisp pastry. Hope you can hear that. Right, so remember, this is a pasty. It's not a pie, so you don't expect like gravy to be pouring out. That's a pie. What you're expecting for this is lovely, moist filling, and that's what we're going to get. Oh, that looks lovely. Let me look in there. That looks lovely. Ah, they look lovely. Really nice. Lovely pastry. As I say before, don't be bothering your arse making puff pastry ever. Unless you're a total maniac. Right, we'll have a wee taste. Aye. That pastry is beautiful. The smell is absolutely amazing. Right. Now a nice chunk. Oh dear. That's beautiful, listen. You hear that? Absolutely beautiful. Oh, you can taste the... As I say to you, anybody that doesn't like mustard, put the mustard in, honestly. It just enhances the flavours of the leek and the chicken. Oh, really beautiful. Another nice forkful. That's so good. That's so good. So, as I say, you could have this with mashed potatoes, carrots, peas, whatever. A bit of gravy if you wanted, but Absolutely delicious on their own. That pastry's beautiful, but so's the filling. I don't know if these are getting any of that, but there we go. Absolutely beautiful. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Delicious. Believe me, delicious. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next 2 tier toes vid. Sergeant Fury toes. It's also known as Sergeant Fury toes. Yeah. Mrs. Tracy, looking forward to another Mrs. Tracy's vid. Tracy's cooking allotments, or Tracy's allotments and cooking. One of the two. And also looking forward to another bit of Mr. Red. He's been going mental. Redneck Hillbilly, he's been going mental. Grinding up sausages, and his boy's not a fan right enough, so maybe it wasn't such a good idea, Mr. Red. But there you go, you know what I mean? It's worth a try, innit? But these are bloody gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, can I thing me open for you to kind of let you see the film? So there's the film there. See the film? Loads of filling, it's nice and moist. It's not dry, it's lovely and moist. Loads of chicken, loads of leek, loads of flavour, and banging pastry. Look at that. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Get that back in there. Oh, so hope everybody has a good Wednesday. Bloody Wednesday already, yeah? I don't know where the weeks go. I do not know where the weeks go. Part of me wants to cover that in brown sauce, but I'm not going to. Right, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know Sarge will enjoy it. He's been getting off his feet. He's been climbing the woods for a bit of sheep unit, yellow glove action. Polsky, he'll be dying to see this as well. He kids his sell on. He'll be the first one to watch this video probably. Don't know about Ron. Maybe a wee bit of Ron as well, but Tracy, she'll be watching it maybe at the weekend, as I say. Her and Carol. A couple of pineapple slushies, bit of brown sauce, bit of mint sauce on the go on the side. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So as I say, what you could do is, excuse the noise, what you could do is, on the second egg wash, when you egg wash it, score it, and put the seeds on, stick it back in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and then freeze them. And then you can cook them for frozen, and they'll be bloody gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Part of me wishes I had mashed potatoes and peas with this, but see, look at that. Oh, look at that lovely filling. I don't know if you can see that. Bloody lovely. But I'm enjoying it. So right, everybody, have a good Wednesday. Oh, that's so good. I'll give you another wee look. And I hope you're enjoying the new quality. Hope the new quality's shown. It looks good on my side as I'm watching it through the phone. It looks really good, but you don't know until it's on YouTube. I'm going to scoff that last wee remainder there a bit. Whoever has to see the filling, or to see what one was like cut open, hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to catch all you lovely people on the next one. So for now, it's goodbye for the old yellow gloved sheep unit. Catch you later.